Champion Cory of Iowa. We'll start with an opening remark from Cory on his match tonight, and then questions from there, please.
Opening remark, it wasn't easy. There's a lot of, I want to get my mind as solid as possible. Brain was kind of racing out on the mat. It took some toughness out of me to really get that one out. He's a tough opponent. He's funky, everything I expected, almost exactly what I expected, and you guys were talking about who's going down, who are going to choose down, this or that. Who had more riding time in that match? That's all I got to say.
Cory, so many injuries, so much adversity through this year, and you battled through it. I don't think getting taken down first is how you had that one drawn up, but to be able to come from behind, win that match with a ride out, what's it mean to you to finish off the senior year like this after being runner-up a couple times, finally getting it done for the University of Iowa and tossing Coach Brands? What's it feel like to you, and did you think it was ever going to get done?
Did I think it was ever going to get done? I thought if it wouldn't have got done, it would have been a disaster, because that was my goal as a senior in high school. I always set high goals. I always set, four-time NCAA champ was my goal. I didn't really tell anybody that, but that was my goal, and each year that I didn't accomplish that, it hurt me inside. So to get it done this year is incredible. It means a lot, and some of these questions you guys are asking, I'm straight off the mat, so my answers are kind of maybe not where they would be if my head was straight. Got a lot of emotions running through me, but I don't know, man. It's incredible to finally get this done. I've had two years in a row where I spent weeks in my basement just pouting, just being a baby. Just, not in a good spot and not doing the right things. And today, I can look forward and know in 2 weeks I won't be in my basement with my headphones turned all the way up and crying 2 weeks from now. So it's a good thing.
Hey, Cory, can you talk a little bit about that decisive takedown there in the third period and what you were able to do to score?
I saw my shots were there, but I wasn't gonna, with my shoulder being dinged up, I gotta be crisp, I gotta be sharp. I can't be diving and hoping to get a leg. That's why maybe I haven't taken as many shots this year, but the shots that I take, I usually score. And people go, oh, you took 5 shots, you scored 5 times. Well, they're 5 calculated shots because they have to be. It's not, most guys, my whole life I've wrestled, shoot 10 times, score 3. That's fun to wrestle like that. My shoulder, I take a bad shot, a guy sprawls on me, it blows out a socket, I'm injury time, the guy gets choice, or I can't finish the match. So just one of those shots I saw was there a couple times in the match, and I finally, late in the match, I had to go to it. I went to it, and right when I got in on the leg, Terry said, you've been here your whole life, you're good. And it made a lot of sense to me, because how many times have I came out the back on somebody and been right there, pretty good there, and I finished. And then I thought he was going to be, not taking anything away from him. It was one of the toughest matches I've wrestled all tournament, but it was an easier ride than I expected, let's just say that. So I know he was feeling it.
Cory, yesterday you said you'd tell us exactly what your injury was once this was over. Can you give us an explanation of how bad your shoulder was, what the injury is, what your plans are, what your considerations were during the season?
I hate talking about this stuff. I don't like being, want people feeling sorry for me or this be some sort of Cinderella story or anything. It's not incredible what I did. I just did what I do. This is just what I'm about. But, beginning of the year, I hurt my wrist and tore ligaments in my wrist. And, the only way to fix a torn ligament is surgery. So all year I've had a torn wrist, and 2 weeks later, I took a bad shot. Shoulder blew out a socket. That's not an easy injury to deal with. You're in the room every day of the week. What am I going to do with that? So it's definitely a time where I didn't tell anybody this, but in my head I was thinking real bad thoughts. I was thinking, how the heck am I going to wrestle again? I couldn't lift my arm 2 inches, let alone reach out and take a shot. How the hell am I ever going to get back on the mat? I thought my season was over. You know, Tom talked me out of that thought process. I worked real hard at it. Rehab every day, 3 times a day, icing. You know, 2 weeks not seeing the mat once. That stuff 3 times a day, every day. On the airdyne bike, going until I was freaking couldn't walk. You know, I finally can get back on the mat. A couple weeks later, boom, blows out again. Right back where I started. Same exact spot. How am I going to wrestle this again? What if this happens during a match? I'm going to be done. What if this happens at NCAAs, at Big Tens? I'm not going to be able to go. I'm not going to be able to wrestle. You know how competitors think. Just, you know, you have a million thoughts running through your head. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it, but you guys understand the significance of that and how that feels to be someone who's had a dream of being a national champ their whole life and maybe have it thrown out the window is how I felt at the time. But you know, looking back at it, maybe that's why I won tonight, because I really had to suck it up and I really had to make sure to become a better wrestler because of the injuries I had.
Cory, and Iowa has a tradition not only of excellence in wrestling, but also toughness. And, I mean, a lot of people talk about it, but for some reason the people that compete there and come out of that program can deliver it. Talk a little bit about, you know, how that helps an athlete like you even get through the tough times, just knowing that this is how Iowa people wrestle.
I mean, it goes back to the reason why I went to Iowa, because I saw the way they wrestle. They're tough, they're competitive, and all the assets you said, those are what they got. And you know, all programs got their things that they are good at. You know, Okie State's kind of the slick, lure you to sleep, wrestle the edge a little bit. We're the kind of the opposite. We're go, and control the center of the mat, stay away from the edge. And that's just the way I grew up. That's how I like to wrestle. I'm a go-getter. I'm not a wait around type guy. I like to score. I like to push forward. I like to get in guys' faces and guys headbutt me, poke me in the eyes, push me in the head. You know, that motivates me. That's you think that. Kind of talk to myself when a guy headbutts me. I'm like, oh, you think that's gonna get to me? That ain't getting to me. Talk to myself out there. You know, that's just the way I've been my whole life. So Iowa's just where I fit in. And being around other guys that have that same mentality, there's a reason they went to Iowa, there's a reason I went to Iowa. So it makes sense why we're like that, because, you know, we grow up wrestling like that, and that's how we want to continue our collegiate career.
Cory, and you sat out all of December. By, I think, a couple weeks into January, you seemed like you were in a pretty good place mentally. At what point along the way did you get to the point that you were going to beat these guys in your mind no matter what was going on in your left arm?
I think I always thought that. When I was at my all-time low, Tom pulled me into his office, was talking to me, what, you think your season's over? Why you out there pouting, you know, not being mean, he was just being realistic. He wanted to get some stuff out of me because I didn't open up to anybody, but you could just see it in my face that, you know, I was good at faking it around the media, whatever. I could fake it, but in all reality, I was hurting, and the closest people to me could see that. Tom pulled me in, talking to me. And I remember at the end of that conversation, I felt a lot better about my shoulder and whatnot. And I just, right as I walked out the door, I remember I looked at Tom and I said, I just want you to know, I still think I can beat every guy in my bracket, whether my arm's on me or my arm's off me. I can beat all these guys. And he just said, I agree. And that was kind of the turning point where I was just like, you know what, this is my senior year. This is what I got to deal with. I'm here. It's been done. There's no magic wand. There's no surgery gonna happen. So after the season or whenever, you know. So that was kind of the point where I just really had to buckle down and get serious.
Gritty, perseverance, words that come to mind. What's a word for you on your season?
Word for me? That's tough. I mean, I've always said one person I really like to wrestle is myself. Just because I want to see what it feels like, you know. I want to see if I'm strong. I want to see how easy it is to get to my leg. I want to see what it feels like when I'm in on my own leg or when myself is in on me, you know what I mean? So I think, I don't really know how to describe myself. I think if I could wrestle myself, that would help. That may sound weird, but I've thought about that multiple times. I'd be like, man, it'd be tough to wrestle me. God, this guy does not want me to get out, you know, I'm on top, I'm like, this guy will not let me ride him. So I think it'd be tough to wrestle myself, and I think that would help me figure out what to call myself maybe. But I don't know, people always say I'm tough or this or that, I don't know. I'm just me, you know. I don't know what to classify myself as.
With the close calls, the injuries, all the stuff we've been talking about, the adversity, how do you think, when you reflect back, what will be the sweetest point of this whole journey for you to winning?
I would say the second, right when that whistle blew, that final whistle, right when that blew, just unreal, just hit me. I just won, you know. I don't even feel like a national champ right now. It hasn't hit me yet because I came off the mat, I walked straight into here. I just want to go back and see my family. I just want to go see my friends, and you know, that's when it'll really hit me. And just seeing my coach celebrate, you know, that really got me. It's awesome.
Final question, please.
Well, Cory, you executed the match you wanted to win, wrestle to win, but it looked like you failed the celebration with Coach Brands. Can you talk about what happened there?
I failed the celebration. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I was just, you know, kind of out of it out there. I grabbed him, he said, throw me. I tapped him on the back. I go, no, I'm not going to throw you. He goes, throw me. I go, no, he goes, throw me. I go, all right. Grabbed him and threw him. So that's what happened. I don't know if he wants you guys telling you if I want him to just seem like I tossed him for no reason, but I didn't want to throw him. He wanted to throw him. He was fired up.
Thanks, Cory Clark. Thanks, everyone.